this was, of course, the big news from yesterday. And before the indictments came down, because that happened at around, I don't know, 5, 6 o'clock at night, Trump was asked about it when he was hosting Erdogan in his office. He was asked about what was going to happen with Comey, because as we mentioned yesterday, the rumors were flying that indictments were coming. And so he was asked, what was his involvement? What did he know? And here is what Trump said early afternoon.
I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know. You have very professional people headed up by the Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and Lindsay Halligan, who's very smart, good lawyer, very good lawyer. They're going to make a determination. I'm not making that determination. I think I'd be allowed to get involved if I want, but I don't really choose to do so. I can only say that Comey's a bad person. He's a sick person. I think he's a sick guy, actually. He did terrible things at the FBI. And but I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen.
He's facing up to 5 years per count. Oh God, I love karma. I love it. It's so great.
Well, and apparently this is just the beginning. Mm-hmm. And so earlier, before the indictments came down, Mike Davis, who of course is a lawyer very, very close to the administration, he was on, I think, with Benny, and Benny was like, do you have a message for James Comey? And Mike Davis.
I can't wait. This is going to be good, you guys. Buckle in.
He's just so ridiculous. He's a ridiculous person. I mean, he's impossible to stay mad at, frankly.
Right. He totally is. I know, right? We have to have him back on. We have to.
I know. We do. And so here is his message to James Comey. This, again, was ahead of the indictments.
What is your message to James Comey?
Lawyer up, Big Jim. And we are going to be making the 6'6" prison jumpsuits as we speak. Because this guy is a snake. He participated in the biggest scandal in American history. When they talk about the threat to democracy, Crossfire Hurricane and the cover-up is the gravest threat to democracy we've seen in America. And so justice is definitely coming.
I love all of the the memes online of people making shell formations.
We have some. We have some. Yeah, we have some.
Just everything.
So Cash, ahead of the announcement, immediately ahead of it, without even naming names, he put this tweet out saying, today, your FBI took another step in its promise of full accountability. For too long, previous corrupt leadership and their enablers weaponized federal law enforcement, damaging once proud institutions, severely eroding public trust. Every day, we continue to fight to earn that trust back. And under my leadership, this FBI will confront the problem head on. Nowhere was this politicization of law enforcement more blatant than during the Russiagate hoax, a disgraceful chapter in history we continue to investigate and expose. Everyone, especially those in positions of power, will be held to account no matter their perch. No one is above the law.
Hell yeah, no one's above the law, Comey.
That's right.
I cannot wait to see all of this go down. We're all like, yes.
It's so good. And so then the indictments came down, and there were the 2 counts for alleged false statement and for obstruction of justice. And Caitlin, I never remember. Is it Clark or Collins? I can never remember which one
Collins.
is which.
Collins.
Okay. Yes.
CNN.
The Dylan Mulvaney one.
Yes, it's Collins.
From CNN. So she did this whole intro about the indictments, and it was clear that she was like, Trump is seeking retribution and he has orchestrated this. And this is basically his personal hand is all over this. Mm-hmm. That's how she presented it to a former prosecutor and basically asked him, so is that what this is about? Here's how that went.
Jim, obviously you were a former prosecutor for a long time in the Department of Justice. Do you believe this decision to charge James Comey was reached independently of what the president has so clearly conveyed he wanted to happen here?
Well, probably. I mean, you do have a grand jury that indicted. They carefully considered the case. They actually shaved it down to an area that makes a lot of sense. Nobody's actually talking about the specifics of his false statement, but this was a director of the FBI who had a special employee designed for one purpose, to leak things to the New York Times. Now, when he was pressed in Congress on whether or not he had leaked something, he had authorized the leak of a memo he retained wrongfully at his house, He said, no, that's not my recollection. They challenged him about McCabe, another guy who had referrals to the inspector general for lying. And Comey said, that's not my recollection. So in a weird way, through all this chaos, through all this kind of political interest of what's going on behind closed doors, who knew what, at the end of the day, the indictment that's left is actually pretty simple. He either lied about leaking to the New York Times in a tantrum because he is getting fired, or he didn't. And I don't think it's going to lend itself to the easy dismissals that some of your other folks have been saying they're going to get.
Yeah, his cover's gone. Now he has no cover.
And you know what's interesting about him is that no one likes him. Like, he's hated by the left because of what he did to Hillary, and then he's hated by us because of what he did to Trump. Like, he is universally disliked. He's an awful person. And what cracks me up right now is just watching the leftist media pretend as though this whole thing is so unprecedented and that the GOP better watch out because the same thing could happen to them.
You did.
Bitches, you already started this mess.
You did this. What do you think you did to Trump and everyone? Seriously, what have you been doing? That's literally all you did for 4 years. Oh my God.
I know. It's been unreal to watch their reaction.
They have zero self-awareness. Zero. And I hope Schiff is next. I hope he's next. Shifty Schiff. God.
Oh, that'll be a good one. That'll be a really good one. I know. Oh my God.
She's right there, you know.
You got to watch a really cool thing, a new release from Angel Studios, which I have not seen yet, but you need to give everybody the heads up about what's happening.
Obsessed. I am a documentary person, you guys. I gobble them up. So I was super stoked about Angel Studios' new documentary on RFK. Okay, it's about RFK, not RFK Jr., but RFK Jr. is featured in it, and he's talking about his father and his legacy. And y'all, it is so good. I loved this documentary. It's called RFK Legacy. It's streaming now on Angel. It's a cinematic documentary. Oliver and Sean Stone produced it. Oliver Stone. He's in it a little bit. You can see him. I was riveted from the start. Like, I feel like I know a lot about JFK, but not so much about RFK. And it was a personal look into his life and that time in our country. And it dives really deep into like his influence, his assassination stuff I didn't know. Some of it completely blew my mind. And that time has so many similarities to what's happening now, I feel like, in our country. I just wish more people studied history and understood it so that we don't repeat it. And it was just a fantastic documentary. Such a great film. I really encourage you guys to watch it if you can and become an Angel Guild member and stream RFK Legacy. Angel puts the highest quality entertainment out there. This is probably the best thing I've ever seen that they've done. It's stuff,
and that's saying something because we've loved pretty much everything we've watched.
I'm just such a documentary girl, so to me, this was like my absolute favorite thing. But I love all the entertainment for the family stuff too. It's just fantastic. But this was just chef's kiss. You can become an Angel Guild member and stream RFK Legacy today at angel.com/chicks, and you get a bunch of perks. Like, you can actually have a say in what they make and all of that. They're just a fantastic company. They put out wonderful stuff. This was such a good thing. You guys definitely check it out if you can. It's angel.com/chicks. Do it. Watch it. So good. It's so good.
So good.
So you got to watch it this weekend. You have to. So good.
I know we will. We absolutely will. So Trump was obviously pleased with this news. You can read his tweet to the world.
Justice in America. One of the worst human beings this country has ever been exposed to is James Comey, the former corrupt head of the FBI. Today, he was indicted by a grand jury on 2 felony counts for various illegal and unlawful acts. He has been so bad for our country for so long and is now at the beginning of being held responsible for his crimes against our nation. Make America great again. He's so right. That guy had no business being in charge of the FBI. No business.
No business. Not at all. And the only thing that surprised me about his Instagram video that he posted last night was that it didn't have Taylor Swift playing in the background. Other than that, it was exactly it's exactly like you would expect of him. He's still a pompous, arrogant a-hole.
Right.
But here he is talking about the indictments and how he is not afraid, you guys. He's not afraid.
My family and I have known for years that there are costs to standing up to Donald Trump. But we couldn't imagine ourselves living any other way. we will not live on our knees, and you shouldn't either. Somebody that I love dearly recently said that fear is the tool of a tyrant, and she's right. But I'm not afraid, and I hope you're not either.
Okay.
I hope instead you are engaged, you are paying attention, and you will vote like your beloved country depends upon it, which it does. My heart is broken for the Department of Justice,
Oh my God.
but I have great confidence in the federal judicial system, and I'm innocent. So let's have a trial and keep the faith.
Someone said
And
he's gonna live on his knees in prison, and I totally agree. I
Mike
agree.
Davis retweeted that video and said, "Dear Comey, this is just your first trial. There will be more than one."
Yeah. I mean, I just love it. What a jerk this guy
Oh my
is.
God, he's just awful. Awful.
Just the absolute worst.
Mike Davis also had another tweet about all of these goings on in which he said, "Dear lawfare Democrats, you think tonight's indictment of Comey for false statements and obstruction is bad? Just wait for the indictments of many others for conspiracy against rights." He listed a whatever 18 USC whatever 241 and then said tick tock.
I freaking love it.
Cannot get enough.
Mike. I love it, Mike. Okay.
And then, this whole thing was the indictment came down 5 days before the expiration date. What's it called? The statute of limitations was going to run out in 5 days. So it was filed just in time. And then James Comey's son-in-law, a guy by the name of Troy Edwards, resigned from the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia right after the indictment came down, simply saying, "To uphold my oath to the Constitution and country, I hereby resign as Assistant U.S. Attorney."
Interesting. It's very interesting. I also find it interesting how they didn't drag him out of his house in the middle of the night in his underwear.
I'm kind of
You know what I
disappointed.
mean? Well, we don't do that. Don't you think it's interesting how that didn't happen though? Like they didn't do that, and like all the networks weren't there to televise it. He basically just had to turn himself in. You know what I mean? Today, I think he's doing that. He's just kind of walk in there and do that. It's a today thing. So, I mean, they told him in advance. It was very civilized. Whereas if the tables were turned, it would have been televised in the middle of the night. CNN would be there because we've seen it happen.
SWAT teams would have come.
Right. Helicopters, you know what I mean? The cameras, the lights would have been shining. He would have been dragged out in his freaking underwear because that's what liberals do. We didn't do that. Notice how we didn't do that? Isn't it interesting, the difference, the dichotomy between the two? Just want to point that out.
So weird.
It's so weird how we're civilized and they're not.
So you gave this away a little bit earlier, but Elon had tweeted out this hilarious picture of Trump finding just a really interesting shell formation just randomly on a beach walk.
So random. So random, you guys.
And then I cracked up at this description so hard, but this was like from a couple years ago. Someone had tweeted, "I cannot wait for justice to drag its butthole across your face like a dog on a carpet." Best description ever.
Oh my God. Randy Savage, you are my people. You are my people. Shout out.
Oh my God.
God,
It's just
this
beautiful.
is where I love the internet. This is why. This is why. I continue to be on it. Randy, shout out.
So good. So good.